Ooh. Okay, hello there everyone. It's time for another book haul. This one is a gigantic 100 books to get through, so I'm not going to be scanning the covers and I won't be putting those graphics up when I'm sniffing the books. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. So I'm recording it in slightly higher quality as a little gift to you today. Okay, right, first of all, we are going to be drinking a bit of Tanglefoot today. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. It's a little bit early to be starting, but I can't do a book haul without having a little sip of this wonderful brew. Let's see what it's like. It's by Badger Dorset Brewers. Oh, it's lovely. Actually, I've had it in the fridge. Don't normally do that, but I thought, why not? Let's have a nice cooling brew. So anyway, a little bit of preamble. These 100 books, I got them on eBay for the princely sum of £15. Now, I didn't hesitate. I just bought it. Buy it now. And I thought, why the hell has no one else snapped that up? Then I realised that it was a collection only. And I panicked a little bit. But when I looked, as luck would have it, it was in Torquay, which is near Brixham, which is where I was going to be over Christmas. So it was just a short drive to go and pick them up. Absolutely wonderful. The gentleman I picked them up from is a bit older than me, and he was helping me lug it all to the car boot, and I said, "Are you sure you want to get rid of all of these?" He said it was his old collection of fantasy, mostly fantasy, a little bit of science fiction. He said he looked a bit glum, I must say, but he said it's all online now. I've got it all on my Kindle. I don't need all this. Sacrilege. But anyway, let's go through them one by one. I'm going to sniff the occasional book and go through the pages just to see if there's anything hidden inside. I don't think there will be. They all look spick and span. Excuse me. Right, let's crack on. Whew. Right, the first one up is Mary Gentle's Golden Witch Breed. I thought that was witch bread then. Okay, check this one out. Look at this cover. It's quite lovely. Never heard of this. Have any of you? Is it worth reading? I've got the sequel here as well, which I'll pop up next. Absolutely nothing inside. Let's sniff the first one just to see what we're dealing with this haul. Oh. Okay. Wood. Oh yes, of course it's wood. Right, okay, so this apparently is the sequel to Golden Witch Breed. I thought it said witch bread. Did I say that earlier? No, I don't know. Okay, so Ancient Light. Look at this. I quite like that cover. I like the simplicity of it. This kind of bridge arcing across a kind of frozen tundra, perhaps, or crystalline setup. I don't know. Nothing inside. A little bit of browning here where it's been thumbed through, but that's okay. Okay, there we are, 2 down. 98 to go. Okay, right, so I've generally marked these out as, so the first batch are the ones that intrigue me. Then later on there's incomplete series. I don't even know if that's complete. And then at the end we've got Drek, I believe. I don't know yet, we'll see. Okay, so the next one is The Flight of the Dragonfly by Robert L. Forward. He's never heard of him before. Okay, so, right. The First Manned Expedition Beyond the Solar System. Generation long, one way only. That sounds like my cup of tea. Okay. Yes. It's in pretty good condition. Let's see when this was published. I didn't look at the other ones. I'm getting away from myself here. So it's 1987. Nothing hidden inside. Yeah, I quite like that design. That's my kind of thing. I like things far-flung, colonies, distant colonies, no way back. Yes, I like that. Okay, this next one. I've taken a gander of this already. It's called Shadows in Bronze by Lindsay Davis. I think this is a bit of kind of Roman fiction. So historical fiction. This is not my cup of tea, really, per se. I think I've read one of Robert Harris's ones about Pompeii. That was actually very good. My goodness, he's done loads of the damn things. But yeah, this will probably be on my pile of books that I don't really want, so I'm going to pop that on the floor. There we are. I'm just going to do it. Got to be a bit ruthless today because I'm running out of space here. I've got loads of boxes down here full of books and my bookshelf is crammed full, and my letting agent complained about my books on the side here. Can you believe that? Anyway, right, next one, Giant Star. Number 3, the Giant Star trilogy. Okay, so we've got a trilogy here, and I think we've only got one book of it. James P. Hogan. Any relation to Hulk Hogan? It's possible. Okay, so yeah, whatever. Have you heard of it? I've never heard of it. I'm tempted to throw it on the floor. 1989, just because it's just one book of a series, but I'll stick it up there. If any of you want me to seek out the rest, I will. Okay, next. Okay, we've got a bit of fantasy here. Okay, this is by Glenn Cook, The Tower of Fear. What a wonderful cover. Now, this reminds me of the film Willow, 1988, was it, I think? It looks like the horrible fortress at the end. Yeah, with a skull etched into the front of it. I'm assuming this is a standalone novel. The players in the many-faced games. We've got a cast of characters there. That always puts me off, I must say. Nothing hidden. It's look at this. Oh my god, there's a great big load of mould on the side there. Oh, that's not pleasant. It's blue. It's a blue bloom of it. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm going to have to clean that off. Okay, next. Okay, this next one's by Richard Ford. It's called Melvague's Vision, the powerful, haunting novel of a devastated world and the rebirth of hope. Got a fucking great castle there. Again, I'm assuming this is a standalone novel. It doesn't say it's part of a series or anything. That really pisses me off, I must say. I know most fantasy is kind of serialized. 1984, this edition. Yes. It's got a nice, listen to that. Ooh. It's getting me a bit excited, that sound. Anyway, let's get a sniff this one. Why not? Oh, well. Yeah, this is biscuit, really. Bourbon. It's got a chocolatey sweetness to it. Okay, yeah, familiar territory for us here. Right, cracking on. I tell you what, let's have a bit of ale. Crikey, let's not get carried away. Oh, it's lovely. Okay, this next one's by C.J. Cherry, whatever. 40,000 in Gehenna. Hugo Award-winning author. There we are. Look at this cover. This appears to be science fiction. I've never read this. I've never heard of this author, despite it being Hugo Award-winning. Set in the same future as the Hugo Award-winning Down Below Station. That sounds familiar, but fully self-contained. This is a story on the classic theme of human underestimation of the alien. Okay, that was about colonists. Oh, that sounds good. Anyone read that? Let me know. Like the cover, like the premise there. Hello, who's this? Hello? Look at a young lady on the front of this one. Okay, this is by Jack Womack, and it's called Hevern. Hevern? I don't know. Okay, savage, urbane, baroque. His best so far by, that's a quote from William Gibson, of course, from the Neuromancer series. Good God, I assure you this is the only drink I've had so far today. No idea what this is about, and the blurb is very hard to read. World economy has gone into mega crash. Most of the population has been plunged into abject poverty. We're getting there at the moment. Anarchy, rules and violence talk the streets. Okay, yes, dystopian fare. with a young lady, untouched by those horrible things, it would appear. Okay, next one is by Catherine Burr. Catherine Kerr. I tell you, I think I might be stroking out slightly today. This one's called Polar City Blues. The endorsement on the front. I really enjoyed Polar City Blues. A hell of a lot of fun. Locus magazine. Okay, cast your eyes over that fella. Polar City, capital of Hagar, one of the handful of worlds on which the tiny human-dominated republic sits, uneasily squeezed between the powerful Interstellar Confederation and the enormous Care-Ward Alliance. When a suspected alien spy from the Confederation Embassy is found murdered, a potentially explosive political situation faces Police Chief Bates, and when talented psychic Mulligan is brought to the scene to pick up echoes of the event, what he experiences sends him into amnesic shock. Okay, whatever. It might be good, might be good. Have you read it? Let me know if you have, because I'm unfamiliar with most of this today. So I need to be shown the way. 1991. 90s vintage. Let's sniff it. Ooh. Yeah, this is a virgin cork. So a cork that has never seen the opening of a bottle. It's got a wood. Yeah, it's wood, basically. It's wood. Right, next. What have we got here? This is a book by Alan Steele. Steele by name, Steele by nature. Okay, so Clark County Space. And we've got a kind of space station. I would assume they're orbiting a rocky planetoid. Okay, so trouble has come to Clark County. Trouble in the delectable shape of Macy Westmoreland. Gangsters Moll on the run from the mafia. Then there's the Golem. He's the ultimate killing machine, and Macy's his latest contract. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. 1991 again. Okay, similar fare. This is probably going to sing. Yeah, fucking cork. Maybe. Right, onwards. Look at this. We're amassing a pile already. This one is by Walter John Williams. Aristotle. Okay, we've got a fairly phallic looking penis ship flying in the background with a phallic building and a couple of young people there. Okay, Williams is a skillfully literate addition to the stylish new generation of science fiction writers. In the far distant future, humanity has created a glittering interstellar empire where need and sickness have been wiped out by advanced technology, bioengineering, nanomachines, virtual reality, but not everyone is capable of mastering this high-tech existence. So a kind of special human has evolved. The Aristoi. There you go. Got there in the end. 1993, this one. Very good condition, all of these so far, apart from that bloom of mould on the other one. Some daubings of possibly fecal matter there. I'm not going to sniff that one just in case. Right, next. What should we do? Let's have a bit of ale. I'm doing this in one take. I'm not going to edit it because my computer is incapable of editing anything over 720p. I think this one today will be classed as 4K, if you can fucking believe that. This channel has never seen the like of such resolution before. I tell you what, this one's looking me in the face with its brazenness. So this is a Star Trek The Next Generation novel. Now, I've never read a Star Trek novel, and I never will. I've got no interest whatsoever, despite the fact that I absolutely love Star Trek. But anyway, fuck off. And we've got another one here. Okay, this one's based on the movie, I think. Yeah, Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. Is that the one with the whales? Yes, I think that's the one where they go back in time to bring back some whales. Fuck off. Right. Being brutal here. Okay, next one. Colin Greenland. Never heard of him. Take Back Plenty. Hall of Plenty, number 20, Take Back Plenty. That might have been better. A great big magnificent galaxy shaking plot that will make you forget to eat and sleep. That's an endorsement by Michael Moorcock. We've got a bit of Moorcock later. There's one Moorcock for your consideration. Here we go, check that out. Okay, Tabitha Jute was in trouble on Mars. It was carnival time and everyone was partying except her. Up against the law, penniless and about to lose her livelihood and best friend, the space barge Alice Liddell, Tabitha needed some luck, fast. There's plenty more to the blurb, but I'm not going to read it, so there. Let me know if you've read it. Should I read it? I don't know if I've got enough years left of me to read half of the stuff I've got here, but there we are. This edition, 1991. It's got some brown markings on the side, but otherwise tickety-boo. No hidden banknotes or maps to hidden treasure. One day we will get that, I'm sure. I'm just going to check the phone just to make sure it's still recording. If it isn't, I'm going to scream and you won't see me again. It's still going. Lovely. 16 minutes. God knows how big a file this is going to be by the end of it. Let's have a little bit more ale. Apologies, I'm getting slightly tense, I suppose. I haven't done one of these for a while and I'm feeling the pressure of it, I must say. Anyway, ooh, hello, this is nice. We've got some Frederik Pohl here. Now, yes, book 2 of the Heechee saga. Aha! Magnificent sequel to the Hugo and Nebula award-winning Gateway, which I absolutely loved. I've always meant to continue the series, and here we are. We've got it right here. Lovely. After the Gateway mission that made him rich, but cost him the woman he loved, Robinette Broadhead joined in bankrolling an expedition to the Food Factory, a spaceship orbiting Pluto, apparently abandoned there by the mysterious alien Heechee. Oh, lovely. Oh, that sounds lovely. Whew, it's giving me shivers. A bit Rammer-esque. I love the idea of exploring alien relics or alien structures, abandoned ones. So yeah, that's doing it for me. Oh, excuse me. 1985. Not sure what I think about the cover. It looks slightly shit, but I know that the story is going to be absolutely top notch. Nothing hidden inside, but I'm going to sniff it because I think this is going to be a nice book. Whew. Oh, that's unusual. The outer pod, peapod shell. That's strange. It's like a bit of biomass to that, I suppose. It probably smells nothing like that, but I don't know. It's doing something to me. Okay, there's a bit of fantasy here. Okay, this is by Kirsten Britton. Green Rider. We've got a young lady here looking slightly perplexed on a ghost horse, perhaps, or a horse with special powers. I'm assuming, again, this is a standalone because it doesn't say anything about sequels. But I don't know. Have any of you heard of this book? Let's see if it's got a map. If it's got a map, I'll read it. If not, it can fuck off. No map. Right, so anyone, has anyone heard of it? Is it worth reading? 1998. Oh my god, this is a 2000 edition. Okay, it's a nice illustration. Bit of silver birch there. But I'm not sure really. Not sure what to make of that. I think time is against me in a way, I suppose. I'm 44 now and I'm thinking, how many more years have I got to live? I don't read very quickly. I want to choose my books slightly more wisely. Taking a punt on a big fat fucker that I've never heard of, book size wise, is not a pleasant thought. So I may not read that unless you really want me to. You know, I really appreciate the recommendations because you all know far more than I do on most of these things. Hello, James Blish. Again, I've yet to read any James Blish. One of the finest writers in science fiction that's an endorsement by Greg Bear, who I love. This one's called Cities in Flight. Okay, and we've got one of those kind of Rammer-esque structures there with a city, self-contained city and a fucking great big ball thing. There we are, look at that, cast your eyes over that. Okay, we haven't even got a blurb here. No idea what this will be about. It's just people waxing lyrical about how good it is. So, is it that good? The copyrights go all the way back to the 50s, so this could be quite an old one, I suppose. This edition is 1991. Quite a large novel. Very, very good condition. It has been read. Yeah, okay. Quite a big one there. Oh, hello. Right, someone recommended this to me recently on the channel. So this is Michael Crichton. I've never read any of his. So this is Jurassic Park. I've never thought to read this just because of all the bloody films that are on all the time. But I wouldn't mind giving this a go, to be fair. Okay, nothing hidden inside. I will sniff Jurassic Park, see if it smells of dinosaur dung. Very little. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not even wood. Very strange. Aha. Okay, right. Here's the Michael Moorcock that I promised. You want Moorcock? I've got it for you. This is Elric of Mellibone. It's in one of the Elric novels. I'm familiar with Elric, the character, just because of the artist and illustrator Rodney Matthews, who did a lot of work on this character. But I've never read any of them. Okay, so it's part of a series, obviously. I know it's quite popular with fans. 1989. This is quite a nice older copy of the book. A book. Oh, look at that. We've got a daubing there of £1.70. I'm going to sniff this one. Ooh. It's deep. Oh, that's wood. Bloody wood. Lovely. How many have we done? I've still got a fucking great pile here. I'm going to have to speed up a bit because I'm going to be here all day. Right. I've got one here that I'm just going to sling on the floor before too long, I'm sure. Okay, this one is Crisis on Duna. So this is Anne McCaffrey and Jodie Lynn Nye. Okay, we've got a cat person and a giant anaconda-like snake entity. If it's worth reading, let me know. But cat-headed warrior, no. And we've got another Anne McCaffrey one here. This is one I've reviewed on the channel. It's Restory. This is the third copy I've got of this bastard book. I absolutely hated it. But I will keep it just because I've got 3 copies of it now, 3 different covers. The collector in me is piqued. I want to collect more of them, despite the fact it's a fucking awful book. But there we are. You can't win every battle. But it's unfortunately it's sullied her writing in my eyes. I'm sure she's better than this book, but at the same time, I know she's well into dragons, and I can take or leave dragons. I don't mind when they pop up occasionally, but when it's all about dragons, you can just fuck off. Okay, right, we've got David Brin here, The Uplift War. Okay, and we've got some kind of escape capsule with a chimpanzee astronaut inside it. Interesting. I've read a few of Brin's work. Existence, I read that. It was quite good. And also The Postman. Those are the only 2 I've read, I think. Okay, so as galactic armadas clash in quest of the ancient fleet of the progenitors, a brutal alien race seizes the dying planet of Garth. Garth? The various uplifted inhabitants of Garth must battle their overlords or face ultimate extinction. At stake is the existence of Terran society and Earth and the fate of the entire 5 galaxies. Sweeping brilliantly upcrafted, blah, 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 blah. Has anyone heard of this one? Oh my God, it's got a fucking map in it. It's got lots of maps. Okay, fairly bleak maps. There you go, there's a map. Never heard of this one. It's not saying much though, is it? I don't Haven't heard of much things really. 1988. No banknotes. I might read that though. I do like David Brin. Oh, hello. We've got a bit of Silverberg here. Robert Silverberg, At Winter's End. Outstanding in every respect, by the Sci-Fi Chronicle. Okay, on the cover we've got a couple of naked aliens, it would appear, with a tail. Yeah, she's got a tail. Okay, here we go. Vestigial tail, aren't they? That's what they're called. The long winter is over. The people of the new springtime must go out and reclaim their world. Okay. For generations, the survivors of the cataclysm have sheltered in cocoons buried in the earth and waited for the gods to grow tired of their hurling down Death Stars onto a frozen world. Now it is time for Koshmar and the boy chronicler Shresh and the rest of Koshmar's tribe to emerge into the sun. A strange and savage landscape awaits them, where rat wolves, bloodbirds and soulless juk men stalk, and the terrifying altered other creatures. Creatures. Okay, right. A far-flung, distant imagining here. It's not really post-apocalyptic. It's kind of like dead, dying Earth kind of thing, I suppose. 1990, this edition. Nothing inside. Anyone read that? Of Robert Silverberg, I've only read one book, and that's the Book of Skulls. I need to get more books under my belt this year. Right, let's get these up. Right, next one. Charles Sheffield, The Nimrod Hunt. Opening a Sheffield book is like switching on a mind link. Okay, that's by Robert L. Forward, endorsement there. I don't like this cover at all. Okay, created to defend the very edges of known space, the Morgan constructs are intelligent, fast, cunning, and utterly deadly. Now they've turned on their creators and fled, and they must be ruthlessly tracked down and destroyed before they destroy the universe. Crikey. Okay. AI running amok, it would appear, 1988. Yes. Uninspiring cover, but potentially interesting. Okay, we've got an Ian M. Banks one here, The Player of Games. The only one I've read is Consider Phlebas. Phlebas. That's the only one I've read, and yeah, I didn't know what to think really. It was like, no, I've read another one actually. I can't remember what it was, but really good ideas, I must say. But Consider Phlebas was all over the place. Again, nice ideas, but it just seemed a bit here and there, really. There you go, there's a review for you. 1991 edition, larger format print, this one. I don't like these bigger size ones, but quite a nice image. Yeah, what was it I didn't like about it? Just disjointed. Yeah, whatever. Okay, next one. Retribution Falls by Chris Wooding. Now this looks like it's been purchased fairly recently. That's a modern cover that I just don't like the modern covers. So this is 2000s, isn't it? It's got to be 2009. Haven't heard of this author, but that's no surprise. Have any of you, should I read any further? The cover puts me off. I'm tempted to sling it on the floor. Get out. It's gone. Right, let's get on with it. Okay, so Alan Dean Foster, Book 1 of The Damned, A Call to Arms. We've got a young man there with nice hair, white t-shirt and jeans, brandishing a futuristic gun, and some characters that might be from the play Cats, I suppose. It looks very camp. I don't know. I like the orange text. It complements the orange used in the image. That's about it. I'm not going to bother reading the blurb. So there's only book one. There's no other books from this series. I haven't read anything by Foster. Never heard of this book. This is from 1991. Now, I'll put it on the pile just because I like the cover a little bit. If it's worth reading, perhaps I'll buy more of them. Probably won't. But we've got another book here by Alan Dean Foster. This is Mission to Moorcock. Okay, I really like this cover. So this looks, yeah, it's a New English Library edition. There you go, check that out. This is a bastard sequel, the phenomenal sequel to Ice Rigger. I'm not going to read that, but I do like the cover. Yeah, quite simplistic, with some kind of alien species there nested in an alien plant that does resemble erect penises. Of course it does. Oh, we've got a map. That's all right. Yeah. What do you think? Is this worth reading? First published in the USA in 1997, the year of my birth. This is 1980 though. Okay. I will sniff this one because I think it's probably quite fruity. Yes. Wood. Wood and biscuit, digestive, definite sweetness there. Quite pleasant. Okay, a little bit of ale. Apologies if you don't like vaping, I'm afraid you may have to look away. Try to cut this out normally, but I'm not going to do any editing this time. There we are. Onwards. Okay, John Varley. John Varley. Now, that sounds familiar. Now, was that the author of Millennium? Let's have a look here. Yes, it was. Look at that. Right. I used a bit of knowledge then. So that's the only book I've read, Millennium. This one's called Steel Beach. I've been saying for years that John Varley is the best writer in America. This book proves it. That's by Tom Clancy. Not renowned for his work in science fiction, but there you go. Right, now have a look at that. Nothing special really. It's 2 centuries since the invaders kicked humankind off Earth onto the steel beach of Luna's artificial habitat. Here, Central Computer is in charge and doing a fine job. Clean air, comfortable climate, nano-robotic antibodies to combat disease, biotech surgery to combat injuries sustained, for instance, by the decapitated loser of a slash fight. I don't know. Okay, right, I've got a bit of fantasy here. David Gemmell. Right, so I'm familiar with him. This one's Dark Moon, probably the finest living writer of heroic fantasy. So the only book I've read of his is actually the book Hero. I mean, is it called Hero? Legend. I think it's called Legend. It's about this aging warrior hero with brandishing a great big axe. I didn't really like it personally, and that's the only book I read of his. Okay, we've got a little bit of pen daubing here. M. Jones, 2000. That's nice. I'd like to see a bit of that. Perhaps the chap I bought it off. The writing looks slightly juvenile. Perhaps he was a far younger man. So, I would have been 20 then. So he might have been younger than me. This chap. He looked weathered. Let's put it that way. 1997. Don't we all? I look pretty fucked most of the time. Yes, I mean, any Gemmell fans out there? So I first came across his books as part of a fantasy and science fiction book club, and some of the books came as part of the offer. I got about 4 of them. One of them was Legend. Read that, didn't like it, and I'm pretty sure I got rid of the rest of them. But I can always come back to them. You know, it's never too late. Okay, right. What was that? Well, we had Steel Beach earlier there by John Varley. Now we've got a book by Alan Steele, and it's called Lunar Descent. Okay, it's a great big spaceship floating there, kind of aping Foss really. This illustration's by Tony Roberts. I don't really like it, to be honest. I don't know why, but there we are. Okay, so this book is set in 2024, which is, of course, the year that I'm recording this video. Tough life working on the surface of the moon. Things get a little wild. The moon dogs of Descartes station, they play as hard as they work. Trouble is, the suits back at SkyCorp are turning the screws a little too tight. Word up is the management sucks. So we should be on the moon by now, apparently. But there we are. We're not quite there. There's a kind of a map there, a diagram of sorts, but bleak in its execution. Doesn't really inspire me to read any further, but there we are. I can be put off quite easily. 1992, motherfucker. Right. Next. Hello. Okay, so, right, this is by Harry Turtledove. Wonderful name. World War in the Balance, the astounding alternate history of alien invasion. Now this could be good. I do like alternate retellings of the past. Man in the High Tower, is that? Yeah, the Philip K. Dick one, that kind of thing. I do like that. The Second World War as you've never seen it fought before. Okay, so perhaps instead of fighting the Germans, the world was united in its fight against aliens, perhaps. That could be interesting. 1994, got some detritus on the top of it. Very good condition, but fuck all inside for me to find. Okay, we've got another book here by, the only other book here by Harry Turtledove, and this is part of a series. This is book 2. So where the hell's book 1 and 3? Worrying, very worrying. So The Tale of Crispos. This looks like fantasy, so, right, so he does a bit of fantasy as well. I won't read the blurb because this is part of a series. Don't do that. I'm tempted to throw this right on the floor. Hello, we've got a map. I quite like the map, so I'm going to keep it. Has anyone heard of this story or this series? Is it worth reading? 1991. Okay, we'll leave it for now. Oh, hello, there's another one here. What the hell? What the hell? Well, I'll be darned. We've got the other books. No, these are part of another series. Okay, so we've got 2 more here, Alan Dean Foster. So they could be part of that series, I just don't know. So these are both New English Library editions. There you go. Nice covers. Yeah, just casting my eye over the blurbs there. These look like standalones. 50p this was somewhere. 1979 this one. Look at that. Bloody edge of the book there looks particularly rogered. Oh, I thought there might have been someone in this one, but no, some of the pages are folded over. This one's going to smell ripe. Ooh. Oh, hell. That's tobacco, ingrained tobacco, which I actually like, but it's quite pungent. Right, this one looks a bit more recent. Yes, 1986. Yes. I'll just sniff it just for comparison. Similar. So these were both once housed within a smoky environment. Yeah, he probably got those from another source. Right. Well, I'll tell you what, this is one I can throw on the floor right away. Look at this. Peter F. Hamilton, The Reality Dysfunction. I've got this one already on my shelf. Here it is. So actually this one's better in that it's not been completely bleached blue. But yeah, you can still go on the floor. Right, what else have we got here? Oh my goodness. Right, this is another one I can throw. I've got this one. Master and Fool, J.V. Jones. I had this in the past, never read it, but I threw it away anyway, so I'm going to throw it again. Right, another one that I'll sling probably. So this is an earlier edition of the Game of Thrones. I never really intend to read this because it's just going to take too much of my time George R. Martin, of course. Yeah, it's nice maps, But yeah, you're going. Let's have a look, see if there's anything else we can jettison, right? I don't know about this one. So this is Assassin's Apprentice. This is part of the Farseer trilogy, Robin Hobb. My brother Mark's read some of these. He says they're really good, so I might just keep that and give it a go. So yeah, that's potential, has some potential. Right, now next we've got 4 books. So this is, I'm not sure if these are short stories or part of a series, I'm not sure. So we've got Piers Anthony. So it's the cluster series. And this appears to be intact. So we've got four books. Aha, right, this is the kind of cover I like. No, it's not. It's a young man. I don't mind nice looking young men either, but I thought it was a lady. Okay, so brandishing a spear, and in the behind is a fucking great spaceship. There we go, look at that. I'll read this blurb, but not the other 3. At the furthest reaches of Milky Way galaxy, there's no the Milky Way, on the planet of Outworld, where primitive men and nubile women still battle giant dinosaurs, the barbaric genius of Flint is summoned by the Earthborn to fulfill a mission of galactic magnitude, to save the galaxy's energy source from the marauders of Andromeda Galaxy by transferring his overpowering Kirlian essence to alien spheres and uniting the galaxy against the invaders. Lovely cover, has potential. So there we are. I'll just show you the covers. Okay, we've got a young lady this time, and we've got glimpse of one cheek of a buttock and space battle behind. It doesn't say who illustrated that, but here we are. We've got a bit of flesh. What have we got next? Okay, some more spaceships, and that definitely could be a penis in the background there. Space penis. Yes. They always rear their ugly heads eventually. Hello. Okay, so this one, the last one here, we're in a kind of glade on an alien forest, and a young woman's using a kind of lightsaber, but it could be a sex aid, and she's either killed or overstimulated the young man beneath her. Could go either way, really, couldn't it? There we are. Never read any Piers Anthony. Is it worth pursuing? Come on, let's get a bit of ale. I will check the recording one more time, if you don't mind. We are still on 42 minutes, goodness. So, are we halfway yet? Well, I don't know. I don't think we're even halfway. I'm going to have to start riffling through some of these. Some of these I can easily jettison, I know. Yeah, I mean, this kind of thing. Tad Williams, the dragon bone chair. Look at the size of this bastard. I ain't got time for this kind of shit. It's too big. But I mean, big books can be amazing, I know. I've read a few recently that have really paid off. But yeah, gone. Right, what else have we got here? Okay, so we got one here, Mikey Zucker reshirt, The Last of the Renshai. It's quite a nice illustration there. So this is Fantasy Fair. No idea about this. Never heard of it. It's got a nice map. Yes. I'll stick it up there. Unless it's part of a series, in which case it can go to hell. Okay, Philip Jose Farmer, the second volume in the magnificent River World saga, The Fabulous Riverboat. I love that cover. That's a nice cover. So, okay, this is part of a series. I won't read the blurb, obviously. 1975, this one. Yes. Oh, that's a strong one. Whew, that's mega wood. That's mega wood. Oh, hello there. I didn't know we had two of these. Got another Frederik Pohl. So there's another Heechee one. So this is Heechee Rendezvous, book 3 of the Heechee saga. Crikey, right, I've got all 3 now. I wasn't expecting that at all. A fairly uninspiring cover again, but that's wonderful. So yeah, we've got all 3 of that trilogy. Can't wait to read that. Where's the other one? It's buried there somewhere. I'll stick it there for now. Right, what have we got next? Look at this. This is an interesting one. This one's a Codebreaker International. Stephen Leslie. This is your adventure. Success or failure depends on you. So kind of choose your own route, I suppose, but with lots of illustrations. So you're kind of problem solving as you go. So I didn't show you the cover. Look at that. This is a very old book, I would say. Let's have a look. It doesn't. Oh, there we go. Well, 1980, but it has some really nice, like, ink drawings. One assumes that each one has some kind of cryptic code to decipher. Has anyone heard of this before? Quite unusual. Right, you can go down there. I'll put you there. What else have we got here? Okay, so right, these 3 are part of a series. So we've got book 1, book 2, and book 3. So I'm hoping this is a trilogy. If it is, I'll keep him. If any of you tell me it's not a trilogy, they're going to go on the floor. So right, so Servants of Ark series. This is so the first named. This is by Jonathan Wiley. Okay, fairly uninspiring image there, really. But there we are. Arkan's heir, first named and last, must seize his time, else time shall sleep. The youngest of the princes of Ark much preferred the wizard Ferragamo's tales of magic and heroism to the swordplay and soldiery favoured by his brothers. But the time came when Mark found himself caught up in a terrifying adventure of his own, when even his dreams held secrets he would rather not know. Crikey. Struggling against the awesome malevolence that had destroyed his family, Mark fought a desperate battle to preserve not only his own heritage, but also the fates of those who were to come. Okay, there we are. There's book 1. This is book 2. The Centre of the Circle. Well, that's a bit better. That's that one. And last but not least, one presume. Oh, we've got a lady there. Oh, I thought she had blue hair, but it's some kind of cowl. Okay, yeah, maybe. Who knows? Right, I've got a couple here that I might sling. Right. Right, we've got another one of these strange situations. We've got book 2 and book 3 of the series, but the first one is nowhere to be seen. Catherine Kurtz, Saint Camber and the Quest for Saint Camber. This is the Quest for Saint Camber, endorsed by Anne McCaffrey. And let me know if they're worth reading. I will save them. And now we've got a young noble being approached by a ghost, it would seem. Right, okay. I'm being ruthless now. Okay, right. Well, we've got some more Catherine Kurtz here. I'm not being funny towards her as an author. I don't know anything about her. We've got volume 1 of the Chronicles of Derreny, volume 3 of the Chronicles Derreny, volume 3 of the Legends of Camber of Coldy. That's part of that. Okay, so that's book 3 of that. And book 1. Right, okay. I've got the full series of this now, so you are rescued for now. So this is the other 2 ones. Perhaps historical fiction, I don't know. To be honest, I'm not particularly inspired by these. I'm not going to sniff them, and I'm tempted to burn them. What about these? I'm just going to check them for hidden things. Nothing, no. Okay, did I show you these? I don't know. They look a bit, I don't know, like they're kind of they're fading into another dimension already, like as though, yeah, they never existed in the first place. Okay, so Philip G. Williamson, I thought that said Gigglesworth or something. The First World Chronicles, #1, Din Big of Kimber. Right, I'll show you the cover before I sling it, because I have got no time for this. Right, here we go. Right, so the book haul I got from this chap, there were 98 books. So I've added 2 more that I got recently. This one I got in a charity shop, The Watchmaker of Filigree Street by Natasha Pulley. I just like the cover, to be honest. I think it's a kind of steampunk thing. He lived his life like clockwork until he met the watchmaker. Then presumably didn't, but wonder why. And this one, I saw someone recommending it on a forum somewhere. The Paper Magician by Charlie N. Holmberg. Again, I think this is a kind of alternate history, Victorian wizards and shit like that. Maybe it's worth reading, I don't know. It intrigued me at the time, so I purchased it. Right, we've got 2 books here by Roger Taylor. I'm assuming it's not the drummer for Queen. So we've got The Call of the Sword and The Fall of Forlund, The Chronicles of Hawkland. Now, this cover I'm very familiar with because it was used on the game, the Amiga adventure game Aisha. So this very same image was on that. As for the book itself, I have no idea whatsoever what it's about or anything. We've got a map. There we go. Who knows? Let's see when it was published. 1988, this one. Oh, God. That's what that smells of. Oh, crikey. Apologies. The same map again. That's okay. Yeah, you can reuse maps. Wood. Right. What else have we got here? Hello. Right. Let's put these on my lap. I think I need some more ale. In fact, these ones, they can go up. I've decided they can fuck off. Yeah. I was just thinking about them there, and I thought, no, you can go. Right. The War of Powers. Okay, this is Robert E. Vardman and Victor Milan. A lusty hero, a quest, action, intrigue, magic, mystery, all add up to a rousing tale. Roger Zeleny. Zeleny. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Lovely cover. So this is look at that. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I like that kind of that's got 80s all over it. That is. Come on, prove me right for once. 1984. Yeah, I like it. Probably crap though. This is the sequel, The War of Powers Part 2, Itsu Awakened. And we've got another young lady there, looking fairly fierce, in a piece of moulded armour that very gracefully traces her titties. I don't know how comfortable they would be. Okay, so in the last book haul, we had this one. So we've got a double here. So Jack Vance, Ek and Old Earth. So I won't keep this one because I've already got it. But it's nice condition. I won't bother smelling it and go down there. I've actually started reading a short story collection by Jack Vance and I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm definitely going to be reading some more of him. We've got another one here, Lionese, Free Madook by Jack Vance. A very large format here. Absolutely beautiful image, I must say. I mean, back in the day, I would have been all over that. I probably will be at some point. This was £2 at some point. This seems, it's got the feel of 80s. No, 1990. Okay. Got a map and a family tree. That's worrying. Yes. Let's have a sniff of this. Ooh. That's fish bones. Oh, that's the glue, isn't it? Not very nice. Not very nice at all. Right, get on there, you devil. How are we doing? We've got bloody loads left. I'm going to start slinging them now. Right, got... Oh my God. Okay, Star of the Guardians Volume 2, The Deathgate Cycle Volume 1, and Star of the Guardians Volume 1. Okay, so those two are part of the same series. Margaret Weiss. Never heard of either her or these books, but yeah, there's a bit of Star Wars going on there. Dragon Wing. Okay, this is part of another series, Volume 1. I'm sorry, I'm having to be a bit brutal here. Right, Mercedes Lackey, Magic's Promise and Magic's Pawn, P-A-W, you dirty bastard. Quite nice designs, actually, quite nice, quite nice. He wants to go in that pile. Okay, check them out. Any of you heard of these? Fantasy, yes, high fantasy, one would presume. I don't like the look of that horse. Right. Oh, hello. Right, we've got a few here. So, book 1, this is Joel Rosenberg. Book 1, book 2, no, book 1, book 3, and book 5 of the Guardians of the Flame series. They all appear to involve dragons of one description or another. Oh dear, I'm not doing this very well, am I? I don't know, what do you think? I'm missing 2 books there. So I'm just looking for banknotes. No. Right, so when were these done? 1991. Nice covers. Yeah, I'll never read it, but I'll stick it there for now. Okay, Rue Emerson, To the Haunted Mountains, The First Tale of Nadeo. Quite nice cover. Here's the tale of the valorous Vila, she of the red gold hair, daughter of the brave King Brant and his witch wife Queen Cephia. Right, Susan Dexter, The Sword of Calandra, The Winter King's War, Book 2. Book 2, but no other books in the series. Okay, The Golden Swan by Nancy Springer. A crowning epic of fantasy and adventure. The sequel to the books of Isle and the Black Beast. Now, there's something about this that I actually quite like. I like this kind of almost childish rendering of this image. I am going to keep this, but I don't know why. Oh, wait a minute. Let's have a look inside. Could be those picking up on some hidden delights. No, nothing. Right, these two I can jettison straight off the bat. So, Terry Goodkind, The Stone of Tears and Wizard's First Rule. I used to have these books, but look at the size of them. Just can't be asked. Right, what else have we got here? Now, right, this one is R.A. McAvoy Raphael, Volume 3. Yeah? Okay, this one, The Curse of Slagfid, Elizabeth H. Boyer. This is the 6th book, so I would just be slinging this now, but I'm pretty sure on some of my previous hauls I've had some of these books. Pretty sure. So I'm going to keep it and check. If I've got some of the others, I'll keep it. If not, I can go. So these, we're left with all the dregs here now. So we've got some David Eddings here. So book 5, book 3 and book 4 of the Belgariad, yeah. So I'll just show you the covers. I may have some of these already. Yeah, I've got some David Eddings there. I don't think it's the Belgariad though. Got Magician's Gambit. It's quite a nice cover. And the Castle of Wizardry. So they're quite nice covers. I've never read any of David Eddings. Apparently he, if the forums I go on, there's a fairly robust dislike for him just because him and his wife were accused of child abuse back in the day, which is fair enough. Apparently, I think they kept adopted children in cages or something like that. I might be wrong. Apologies if I'm wrong. But if anyone ever brings up David Eddings, you could play a drinking game. How long it is before someone says, he was a monster. So interestingly, what do? Do you separate an author's past from their work? Are they two separate entities that have to be considered separately? Who knows? I mean, what's your position on that question? I personally don't really care. I mean, it does sully it slightly. It probably would put me off reading anything by him for that reason. I can appreciate it, but at the same time, as soon as an artist or a writer creates something, it becomes divorced from them, essentially. If you look at it objectively, you shouldn't really, but it's inevitable that you do, isn't it? As humans, we do that. Oh, yeah. So, might keep those, but we'll see. I'll probably never read them though. I just like collecting things. So I imagine there's only 5 books in that series. I know there was in the other one. What's the other one? I don't know what the other one I've got. Ugh. Okay, Rue Emerson on the Seas of Destiny. The third tale of Nadeo. Did that came up earlier, didn't it, I think? Okay, The Other Side of Heaven, the second book in the epic Sunfall trilogy, William James. We've got a kind of werewolf creature looking out at what appears to be a Viking ship. Sailing to Sarantium, Guy Gavriel K, book 1 of the Sarantine Mosaic. Yeah, what do you think of that? I would say very, very uninspiring cover. I mean, I'm being brutal here, but I can't help it. Right. Oliver Johnson, The Forging of the Shadows, book 1 of the Lightbringer trilogy. That is actually quite an arresting image. It looks similar to the illustrations done for the, the Raymond E. Feist series of books. Looks like The King's Buccaneer, that one. Jeff Taylor. Maybe. Oh, look at that. I've got the King's Buccaneer there. Let's have a look. Let's see. Jeff Taylor? Well, I'll be darned. Yeah, very similar style, I would say. Well, I'll be darned. It's almost as though I knew something then. Right, there's another one. Oh God, right, okay. This is book 3. No sight of any of the others. Susan Dexter, The Mountains of Chanadran, The Winter King's War. Now, you could easily mistake me for what I'm doing here is I'm jettisoning all the female authors. That is not what I'm doing, because the last one was called William James. These ones I've previously gone through, and I put them at the end because I thought I probably would get rid of them. Hello. Anyway, so I have one big puff and then I'll be done on that. Okay, so again, we've got this situation. We've got books 2 and 3, but no book 1. This is by Patricia McKillip. This is Heir of Sea and Fire and Harpist in the Mind. Ugh. Okay, so, right, I don't have the first book. Okay, 2 books here. So these are both published by Orbit, by Jack L. Chalker, Demons of the Dancing Gods and Vengeance of the Dancing Gods. Apparently gods like to dance. Okay, so I don't know where these place in the series. It's the final one. It's the sequel. Oh, fuck off. Right, I've heard of this. Terry Brooks, The Scions of Shannara. So the Shannara series. I've heard of it, never read of it. Is this worth reading? Oh, that's a bloody good map. Look at that. I'm tempted to keep it just for that. Although it is a larger format, which I don't really like. I'll put it here for now. If any of you tell me it's really good, I'll keep it. If not, I'll fuck it off. Right, look at this. We've got a hardback here. It's the only hardback that came with the collection. Always check inside the dust jacket just in case there's something hidden in there. This is The Ring of Charon, Roger McBride Allen. Again, this is Orbit. And this looks like science fiction. What the hell are you up to, Johnny boy? 1990. Okay. Oh, very nice large size print there, which will increasingly be of benefit to me with my ailing eyesight. Hello? What the fuck is that? Potentially a parasite of some kind. I don't like hardbacks. There we are. Brutal. Right, these are going to be flung right over there. I could just feel it. Okay, William James, the first book in the epic Sunfall trilogy. There was another William over here, wasn't there? William James, yes. First book, second book, Sunfall. Right, I made a mistake here. We've got 2 of the same series. So this one, the one I jettisoned, was this kind of cat-like creature looking at the Viking ship. This one looks more intriguing. We've got a knight of some kind looking at a rocket that's descending down on parachutes. That's more intriguing. So I will keep that now. But it depends how many there are in the series. There's a map. Oh, I don't know. There you go, map. No. I'll keep it for now, but I'll probably... I don't know. Okay, right. Fred Saberhagen. Third book of the Lost Swords, no book 1 or 2 here. Stonecutter's story. I quite like the illustration, I must say, but because the other books are missing, I'm probably not going to keep that. Yeah, so I don't know whether... Oh, it's a remaindered stock. It's got the mark there. This chap probably just got it cheap somewhere and thought, oh, I'll get the rest, never bothered. That smells of dead wood. Okay, next. Oh, I quite like this image. The Elven Bane, a damn fine tale, a splendid blend of the talents of 2 excellent storytellers. Anne McCaffrey. That's an endorsement by her. I wonder why, because there's a fucking dragon on it. But it's quite a nice image, I must say. Yeah, Book of the Year by the Science Fiction Book Club of America. I'll keep it just because it's got a nice image, but don't know about that. Okay, another beginning of a series that hasn't been continued. The first book of the Kingdoms, Wrath of Ashar, Angus Wells. Quite a nice image of a distant ghostly fortress and some cavorting soldiers there, we would see. Don't know. not really interested. Got to go with your heart sometimes. My heart's telling me this book needs to fuck off. 1988. It's a nice image. That's it. We're done. Okay, so that's 100 books. Half of them are here, half of them are on the floor in a fairly dirty pile. I may go through some of those and bring them back, I'm not sure. But otherwise I'm just going to give them away. Well, not to anyone online. There's a shop nearby. It's a book charity, so I'll just give them to them. I mean, it's going to weigh a ton, and there's probably a lot of shit there as well. But anyway, if there's any books there that I've discarded that you think are good enough, that you think I should save, let me know. If there's any that I've put up here that you think would just be a waste of my limited lifespan to read, then please also let me know. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this very long rambling book haul, and I'll be back at some point. Well, the day that I'm releasing this, I'm recording this on Monday, it's going to be put up on Wednesday. So this evening, if you're watching this on Wednesday, this evening I'm going to do a live stream. So drinking lots of ale and listening to music, mostly Depeche Mode. Just as I've got the week off, you see, and I've got a lot of time on my hands, so I thought I'd do a few things for the channel because I've neglected it a little bit recently. Because of the strength of that definitely not a penis video, it kind of shocked me. And I thought, well, it was really nice. So I've got like 5,000 views on it now, but it was also depressing because I thought I can't invest that kind of time all the time in the videos I do. So invariably there'll be like today where all I've really done is acquired all these books, sorted them, set up a camera and recorded this. It's not much effort, whereas the other one, it required lots of research. So I will do some more of those, but it just shows that, yeah, quality does pay off. If you take more time over your stuff, more people will like it, it would seem. I thought I could get away with slightly less effort. Well, it's not less effort, but I've just got so much other stuff going on that I don't really have the time to do much, really. But I finished working on this book I'm going to be releasing soon. That's completely done now. So I'll let you know when that's going to be released if anyone's interested. Humorous fantasy fiction, kind of adult comic book style thing. But now that's out the way, I will plough more time into the channel, give it some time. But anyway, let's leave it there. Thank you for watching and cheerio. See you next time. See you this evening if you want to drop by for the live stream. Yeah, let's end it there. I'm going to have to end it manually now because I'm not going to edit it. But there we are. Cheerio. Ooh. Ooh, oh good, it's still recording.